What up? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes. Welcome back to another day 215 of Dave's Daily D. Dave's Daily Discussions. You know me. I'm Dave. It is a nice Tuesday morning. It is cool this morning and sunny. Just another beautiful day to be alive. And, I type notes to myself randomly when I have thoughts, when I have feelings, instead of trying to just, suppress and not just kind of get busy and take my thought away. Whatever the case is, any mechanism, I started trying to type those thoughts out, type those feelings out. Sometimes I can send it to a friend who may relate, or just to send it so that it's out with somebody who can, critique or relate or discuss. And sometimes I'll do videos to talk about things. There are things that I have not talked about. So some things have been kind of like nonchalant, haven't been fully out there. I know I'd say I'll always be raw and real, but there's to an extent at certain points of things that I discuss before it's time to discuss them. So where we're at here is, I have been challenged by life often, especially over the last year. Get me away from this Erie Blacktop truck. The exact example that I tell my clients all the time about why they should have $0 deductible glass coverage that is like, maybe $1 or $2 a month. It's the exact reason is riding behind these Erie Blacktop trucks on Route 2 or through Sandusky, where they have rocks and gravel just shooting out of the back of their trucks like they should not. And I actually had a rock chip the glass in one of my vehicles before. It is not something that I want to deal with. But I have that coverage on my car insurance as well. Great coverage. It fixes, replaces, whatever the case is on your vehicle. You don't pay a nickel. It gets handled. So, anyway, out of the insurance talk. So, life has been handing me, obstacle after obstacle. I stand up and I get Superman punch in the face, whatever the case may be, but I don't give up. There are days where I wake up, or there are days where I go through the day where I feel lost, I feel hurt, broken, overwhelmed, paralyzed, stomach and guts are twisted, and there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can say, you just feel helpless. And it's a helpless moment where you don't even know who to talk to. There's people out there that are there for you, but what can they truly do? So then you just kind of sit there and try not to talk about it. And what do you feel inside? You feel that helpless feeling where you don't know what to do, and you don't know if you can even continue. And I've walked through life, and I've seen, I've watched, I've felt, I feel energy. I read people very well, and I read people on the daily. So I know who the people, if I've met you before, I know who you are. I know your energy. I know your demeanor. I know the way that you talk, the way that you say words, your eye contact. I know your tendencies. I study people without even realizing it. So when it comes to the day when I encounter somebody and I sense that energy is off, I can tell, okay, something's wrong in their day, or I can sense if it's me. I can figure those things out. As long as, I'm not in one of my moments where I can't pull my head out of my own ass, where I'm just stuck and I can't focus on anything but myself in that moment. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. But I can usually read that in people. So I've watched people struggle, and I've tried to be there for them. I have lost friends to suicide. I have lost friends to, you know, many things. I mean, it is out there. It is real. Self-love, number one, is most important. If you are feeling helpless and you are having tough thoughts, actual tough thoughts, and you don't know what to do, and you feel like you can't continue, there's nothing left. You're drowning in this mental thought and you don't know what to do, talk to somebody. I don't care if it's to call a hotline. I don't care if it's to call me. Talk to somebody. I know that a lot of us don't even want to talk to our families, especially when we're growing up, when we're younger, because we feel like it's this stigma that we're going to get judged, like bad things are going to happen. Listen, I would rather talk to somebody and let the emotion out and get help and find more perspective and reach, you know, the next step here to find that, hey, there's people here that care about me, than to not talk about it and everything's over. So I want that for people. I want people to be able to talk. So for me, I've went through it a lot, especially this year, where you're just laying there, standing there, sitting there. You feel like what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. There's no answers right in front of me. And it can be so easy when you're in those moments where you just you are drowning right now. Nobody's there to throw you a lifeline. There's nobody to talk to. And it could be just so easy to say, I'm done. I am done. For me, I have had those moments where you feel that, but to me, I have a thought that clicks in. And this is where, like, I wanted to study psychology more, and I still want to where I don't know where other people's minds go, and I want to learn more. But for me, my mind immediately gets a kick and a thought, hey, you have so much left to do. You have so much to give. There would be a lot of people hurt. You know, there's a lot of thoughts that go through my head in that moment. And I think to myself, hey, you gotta figure it out. You gotta, get into something, do a passion, do something to change your mind, talk to somebody, get out, do something. You have to swim, you have to tread water, you have to get up and get out of that moment. So where I'm at on this is just, for me, I have got to moments where I'm like, I can relate. I feel it now makes sense to some of the people that I've lost in life, where you're just in a moment where you're not in your normal mind space, to where you just feel nothing else exists in that moment. Nothing else is there. To me, quickly, things come into my mind. Family. There are a lot of things that come to me. My dogs. There are a lot of things that come to me in a realization of the way my mind works, to say, okay, you can't do this. You can't feel this. You have to get out of it. You have to get out of that headspace. It's a real thing. It's a real thing that we have to talk about. It's a real thing that we have to agree on, believe in, and do what we can to be the best that we can to get away from that. So with that being said, I got to get some air in this tire so I can get to the gym. Self-love and mental health are so important. We have to talk to people. We have to be conscious to those things. The ones that are struggling can sometimes put on the bravest face and the biggest smile in front of you. And when they're away from you, when they go home, it's different. And to me, I've went through a lot of the moments, especially in recent times, where you're not in control. There's nothing you can do, and you just have to sit there and eat it. And it's tough, but I'm still here. I'm still kicking, and I'm going to continue making content to hopefully help anybody that is feeling them feelings, the struggles, that feel lost and don't know what to do. I'm going to make the most of every day. I love myself. Make sure you all tell somebody you love them. Be there for people. Talk to people. And remember, we don't know what anybody else is going through. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Treat people well. Even if they treat you bad, don't give it back. Be nice. Show them love. It'll make a difference. I love y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in.